G'day everyone, welcome back to part 5 of our 6-part Camino hike adventure. We are now leaving Leon and walking our way right through to Sarria, putting us about 100 k's from the end. First stop, Hospital de Obligo. Hospital de Obligo, I think. I've already forgotten the name. There's the town's water, and we're just walking over quite a long old stone bridge built centuries ago. Another little walk after our big walk, and then we're going to go for a feed. Hospital de Obligo. This is our stop after a 35k hike from Leon. Nice little double room, nice little bathroom and toilet with a lovely little outlook. How nice is that? Now that's a good sight to see. Just under 275 kilometres to go, of just over 800. We've just left Hospital de Obligo and we're heading to Astorga. We just stopped for a little cafe breakfast because we didn't get to eat much yesterday. The funny thing is about the cafe breakfast, I had a bit of a chuckle. I went in there and I asked for a coffee with 2 sugars, and I got 2 coffees. And then I said that I'll have one of those bacon and egg rolls with the 2 eggs, and I got 2 of those as well. It's funny, the language barrier, always get mixed up and quite often end up with more food and more drink than we bargained for, but still we got through it, or I got through it anyway. Yeah, another day on the trails. This is good little little free rest stop. You just donate some gold coins. There's watermelon, there's eggs, there's bananas, there's all fresh fruit. You can squeeze your own orange juice. These little places are really cool. Great little rest stops. And we're flying along, racing past the next arrow. Woohoo! Well, we are now in Astorga. We always seem to find our way into town, and we get to the cathedral, and lucky for me, Deb has always booked our accommodation very close to the cathedral. So as soon as we get to the cathedral, I jump on Google Maps, type in our address, and it's usually 3 or 4 minutes walk from there. Deb's just going to get a drink. I'll just chill here and admire the scenery, and then we'll Google map our way, which is 400 metres away from our next albergue. Oh yeah. Okay, Astorga, here we are. Another nice little square. We made our way to the cathedral, and now I'm Google mapping our way to our next albergue. Now this has to be the best place we've had so far. This is the door to our little unit, and it is spectacular. I haven't had anything this big. It's like a little lounge room, beautiful bedroom. It's like she's 5-star. Loo into a massive bathroom with a bath on the right there. I don't know what that is. And back out again. And our view to a nice little garden out the front here. Oh, look, there's a young lady walking past. Buen Camino. Yeah, out here at this lovely little garden. I think we're going to be okay. 20 k's in, on day 20 I think. We're going to stop and grab a cafe con leche coffee and something to eat. Well, look at this. It's 7:30 in the morning, it's raining, it's misty, I think it's 3 degrees, and these bullheads are going for a 27-kilometre walk. Proves that we're not the full quid. Just keep following these yellow arrows and we'll get to our next albergue. Should be about 5 or 6 hours, but yeah, the mist is thick, my hands are freezing, my shoes are still wet.
We're having a blast!
Having a blast! Oh, we've had some good days. We've had about 2 or 3 or probably 2 weeks of sunny days, so I suppose we're going to take the good with the bad, but oh, it's definitely the bad, and the road's all muddy and puddles everywhere.
And it's 1400 metre.
Oh yeah. just to add to that, it's a 1400 metre descent today. It was a 1400 metre ascent, and today we're going back down the hill. I think we'll just slide down the way we're going. Yeah. Oh, all right, away we go. Okay, we are now walking up to the highest part of the Camino, even higher than the Pyrenees. I think it's 19, how many metres, Deb? 1900 metres. Not much of a view from up here. It's very nice. Everyone's put little rocks and bits of memorabilia up here. Pretty cool. Yeah. Day 21. I think I saw a sign back there that said 236 kilometres to go. So we have just walked down about 1 kilometre descent. We're now in this nice little village, La Rosa de, I can never say these words, de Orgueilla. Hoping to grab a feed and a cafe con leche. But tell you, how nice are these little buildings? Yeah. Another nice little stop. Carrot cake, coffee, and a, what is it, an Aquarius for Deb. I know I've filmed all these little villages, but they're always just as special as the next. Yeah. Only a small room, but after walking 42,000 steps, this is very welcoming. A nice little balcony. The castle in the distance. Oh, that was a cracker, that one. Oh, that was a hard one. We just stepped out of our motel room about 20 seconds ago. This is Ponfarada, day 22, I think. There's 2 town squares. We're just going to check one of them or both of them out. Lots of nice little cafes and restaurants. Just like the other places, every little town or every sort of major town seems to have these town squares with these little restaurants and bars where we all hang out. But unfortunately, it's siesta time. Every time we get here, it's siesta time. Yeah, we've got to time it better. Yeah, dinner over here doesn't start till about 8 o'clock, and that's the time that we usually fall asleep on the bed. But we're sick of starving ourselves. We're sick of sleeping. Sick of walking. And I'm going to try and stay awake till 8 o'clock and beyond tonight and get this place happening. I think I may have mentioned this before, but the most frustrating thing about walking through Spain this way is we always seem to arrive at our destination at about 3 o'clock, and that's the time that they close the kitchens. They close the bars and restaurants at 4, but they actually stop cooking and serving at 3. So we're arriving just when they have their 4-hour siesta, and most things open up again at about 8 o'clock at night. So I tell you what, if you want to, that doesn't suit our siesta time. Yeah, so if you want to lose weight, come to Spain because you can't get any food. Okay, good morning everyone. It's 10:30 in the morning. We've been walking for about 2.5 hours. We left Ponfarada and we're heading to Vilafranca, something like that, or very similar to that. One thing that I find every morning when I wake up is that I find it hard to get into the groove. Deb always takes off. She's always about a few paces in front of me, and I feel like I'm racing to keep up with her. It takes me about half an hour to switch in physically. I think I was a bit sore today from our big walk yesterday and the day before. It also takes me about half an hour mentally to click in. I always wake up and I know I shouldn't. I think, oh geez, we've got 25 k's to go, which is a bit of a killer. But then after about half an hour, I seem to get into the groove physically, and after about half an hour I seem to zone out mentally. Okay, we're 25 k's in. We're nearing the town of Vilafranca. Vilafranca. All these names are hard to pronounce. I forget them so easily. There's town down there. How good is that? And now we are 183 kilometers from Santiago. So we've cracked the 200 mark, and let me just turn the camera around once more. We see all the little beautiful little buildings and the cathedral poking its head out from behind this tree here. How nice is this? Woohoo! And 183, Debbie, there's my partner in crime behind. We're both pretty happy to be under that 200 kilometer mark. I just had to get one more little clip of this beautiful big castle as we head down into the village. We made it. This is our accommodation for the night. Vina Famita. Looks nicer than I expected. Little undercover bar areas, nice green grass in a beautiful little town. Oh, who's this bird? Hello. Oh boy, we've just left about 15 minutes ago. And as I said yesterday, I always find it hard getting started in the morning, but it's even harder when you're starting with a big steep hill. There's another guy up in front here. He just shot past me like there's no tomorrow. But, oh, there's certainly, what they say, blow the cobwebs out. Oh boy. Nice view as we climb the hill. Excuse my huffing and puffing. Oh, I think this is the top now, or the first mountaintop of many to come today. Now, I knew this hill was a bit of a climb, but looking down there, I realised it was a massive climb. I'm hoping we're at the top now. Very misty, very tiring, but we did it. Beautiful view. I hope this little GoPro shows it up well, but yeah, beautiful view from up here. In the little guidebook, it did say, and we're a bit paranoid, that there was an alternate route that went up over the mountains, but it's only for those that are extremely fit, which isn't us. But I hope we haven't taken that one. Wow, look at that view. Geez, remember earlier I said that I hope this is the end of the mountaintop? I wasn't even a tenth of the way there. I hope this GoPro shows how high we are, but we're extremely high up and we've got a little bit further to go. As I mentioned before, the guidebook said that there was an alternate route, and I think that's the one we're on for those that love mountain climbing, but it's only aimed at extreme athletes, which we're not. But it's been an experience. If we had have gone the way that we should have, we would have been walking alongside the road with all the trucks and cars and everything else. So in a way, and I say this now that we're at the top of the mountain, this was a nicer journey as I puff and pant. Whew. It's a very slippery, muddy slope to this nice little albergo here. So good to finally get here. That was about 6 hours of just constantly climbing up muddy, wet hills. We're high up here. I'm not sure this GoPro will show it well enough. We're right at the top of the mountains in the mist. Relieved that we finally made it here. Okay, it's 7:30 in the morning. We're just leaving La Laguna. I'm just walking past this sign, which is say 162.5 kilometres to go. Yeah, another misty morning. It's not raining, but it has been. The track's quite wet and muddy again, but I think we climbed halfway up the hill last night or yesterday arvo, so I don't think it's as much a climb today, and then we should start hitting a nice trail hopefully. I think it's what, 25 k's today, is it, Deb?
23.
23.
2.5.
Oh yeah, because we did 2.5 k's of today's walk yesterday arvo, which is good, and that was a hard walk too. Yeah, another misty day in the mountains. Yeah. This is the start of the glacier, apparently. Another stage in the Camino. We've just finished walking up a muddy track, and looks like now we're walking up a sandy track for the first time in 2 days. And there's our little Camino arrow once again. Ooh. Oh, hills, hills, and more hills. Why is it we only ever seem to be walking uphill? We must be at the highest point in the planet by now. There's no downhills. It doesn't make sense. Now we've got a feeling that over there in the distance you can see a little town. I've got a feeling that that's our little town today called what's it called, Deb? Trichester. Right over there in the distance. Another 5 k's or so. Here we go, room 17. Open it. Nice little double bed, bathroom and shower. A spare room for visitors if anyone wants to come over. Out to a nice little balcony with a clothesline. We're using that today. Walking down Tricastella, we've just spotted this nice little bar and cafe. I think that's where we'll be having our drinks tonight. And there's our albergue, our little hotel room, that little cream and pink building there on the left hand side. But for now, we're not going to make it. We're going to go here. Okay, so we're heading down to our accommodation, which is Villa Santi, the Maison albergue. And from the outside you think, ooh, it doesn't look that flash, but from the inside it's that big 3-story orangey mustardy looking thing there on the right hand side. On the inside it's actually quite nice. We were surprised how nice it was. And what was it, €50?
Yeah,
€50 for the night. An absolute bargain. It's like $70 Aussie money. Yeah. How cool is that? Okay, so we are on our way to Sarria today. As I said just then, a 70-kilometre walk. I think we're about 5 k's in. It's raining, but it's still nice. We've actually made our way onto a road, which is nice. Last night we actually stayed in a double room for the first time in a few nights, which was really good. We've been staying in dorm rooms. Sometimes you can't pick and choose. You've just got to get all that's available. And the one thing that I find a bit tricky with dorm rooms is you're generally sharing a room with about 20 other people, and I find 19 of them are usually really good. But there's always that one, and let's just call him Richard. Yeah. Richard. Okay, most hosts tell us at the start that it's quiet time from 6 or 6:30 in the morning till, from 10 p.m. at night until 6:30 in the morning. But there's always that one guy that decides he's going to wake up at 5 o'clock and get an early start. He doesn't put his bags in the hallway. He leaves all these bits and pieces inside. He sets his alarm to 5 a.m. You hear him wake up. He can't find his alarm. It goes off for about 20 seconds. He turns his torch on. You hear all the zippers and plastic bags going as he apologises for making so much noise. He's also that guy that even though quiet time is from 10 till 6 in the morning, the other night we were all in bed, probably about 15 of the 20 beds, all in bed lying down, the lights are off. Well, Richard decides to come in, turn the light on and make his bed. Richard doesn't think about making his bed a few hours before that. Richard thinks he's the only one that exists. So guys and girls, if you're out there doing the Camino and you're staying in a dorm room, don't be like Richard. Here's another little sign. We're getting there. 128. So this is Sarria. It's been another wet and muddy walking day. I think this is the last big city that's over 1,000 population. I think Sarria's got about 13,000 population, although I think I could be wrong. It looks bigger than what I thought. The guidebook that I've got is a few years old, so it's probably a lot bigger now. I have to say that I'm probably more, we've been spoilt by walking through all these little stony house villages, and I think I like them more than these big cities. We're about 1 kilometre from our next albergue, our next accommodation night. Looking forward to stopping as always. Okay, room 9. This is Sarria. A heater, a mirror, a hairdryer, not that I need it. 2 single beds and a little bathroom in there. That's all we need. Ticks every box. Okay, we've gone for a walk. We're about 1 kilometre away and we've found the cathedral, and in doing so we've found the old part of town. So from here, this is Sarria, the old part. Hopefully we'll find a nice little bar and restaurant and throw down some food and some grog while we wait for our bags to arrive at our hotel. Yeah, these old parts of town are always so much nicer than the new parts of town. Little bar in there. Sometimes, in desperate times, you've got to take desperate measures. We couldn't find a laundromat anywhere, so I've hand washed all our bits and pieces and hung them in our room. We keep our aircon on warm all night. By tomorrow morning, we'll have nice dry clothes again.